And it looks like we're live. Bob the Axeman Hildebrand here on March 15th, 2016 for I think the first ever live show that I'm all alone at. So we are going to start going over current promos, but I want to make a note that if you guys have any tech questions today, you're probably not going to get the best answers because I'm not, a very good tech, if at all, in any way, shape, or form. So, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to throw it in the chat. But we're going to go over currently available promos. We've got some cool stuff to talk about. First and foremost of which, if you guys are looking for an FNX 45 or the M&P9 gas blowback pistols, we've got a really, really cool deal going on right now where if you buy either of those, whether they're black or tan, you're going to get an extra mag. So if you like the FNX 45, right now it's currently priced at $159.99, or if you like the M&P9, currently priced at $149.99, both of those are going to come with an extra mag. So that's going to save you some money in the long run, because if you're going to like pistol shotgun nights or just pistol nights in general, you're going to at least need, in my personal opinion, at least need 2 mags. Generally, when I go to pistol nights, I'll carry, if I'm just using a pistol, I'll use like maybe 3 to 4 mags, but I can get by with 2 mags for a round. So yeah, that's a really cool deal going on. I would highly suggest checking that out. The FNX 45 is a lot of fun. The M&P9 is really cool in that it has an added feature most people either don't know about or don't expect, and that when you pull the slide back, there's a little bit of there's a little notch in the back of the slide that if you flick it a certain direction, it actually turns the pistol from semi-automatic to fully automatic, and it has a high rate of fire. On the MP9C, the shortened version, I believe it only holds 14 rounds, and it shoots 15 BBs per second. So on the short version of that gun, you actually get through, you empty the mag on full auto in less than a second. So on the full-size version, it has a few more BBs in the magazine, so you'll at least get at least a second of full auto capability out of that. But really cool gun. I would highly suggest it. Is a sidearm as a primary if you're doing pistol shotgun nights or pistol nights. Check it out, definitely. On top of that, we've got up to 80. We've got thousands of items that have just been restocked, and some of them are up to 80% off. You just have to pick and choose and look around. But there's some serious savings at airsoftgi.com. And in addition to that, we have free shipping for orders over $85. Just use the coupon code FREESHIP. And another cool product that I can go for in this video, I don't know why. Another cool product that's on our website, we actually just restocked, our Lancer Tactical M82 sniper rifles. If you've ever wanted to have a 50 caliber sniper rifle or something that looks like a 50 caliber sniper rifle in Airsoft, these are a really good option, not only because they're very affordable, but they're incredibly lightweight. They're spring sniper rifles, but don't let that dissuade you. They can be an obscene amount of fun. Now, most M82s on the market previous to this, they were usually like, electric or gas blowback or even shell ejecting, and generally the lowest price you could find them for was like $600 or $700, and some of them even went up to above $1,000. So the fact that these Lancer Tactical M82 sniper rifles are available for $109 is obscenely awesome, and I would highly suggest checking them out. We actually we took them out to one of our Hunger Games, and one of our employees that moved to the East Coast is no longer with us, picked it up, and I was staring straight down the barrel on the opposite side of the field. He fired, and it just barely missed my head. And I think they shoot a little bit over 400 feet per second. They're pretty darn cool, especially for the price. And I think the thing that was most shocking to me is just how obscenely lightweight they are. I know they already mentioned that, but it's just fun to have an M82 and be able to just run around the field as you please. It's pretty ridiculous. So here's actually, I'll show you a quick look at it on our website. This is the Lancer Tactical M82 polymer spring sniper rifle, available for $109.99, and we have them in both black and tan, as you can see on the previous page here. That's hopefully loading up. See, right there. Hopefully we'll be getting the ones with the bipod back in stock. The bipod does add a little weight, and it costs $20 more on top of that. So yeah, pretty darn cool. I would highly suggest that. We also have some new CO2 1911s in. They're called the Colt Railguns. That's just the name that I guess they came up with. But it's essentially a 1911 with a rail. Let me see if I can pull those up right now. They're actually incredibly similar, almost identical to other CO2 1911s on the market. And in fact, they are actually completely compatible with Elite Force CO2 1911 mags. Let's see if I can show you guys right here. Let's see. Yeah, so there they are right there. I personally like this one in the middle that has the wood-styled grip. I think that looks pretty awesome. But yeah, generally really, really cool guns. Have a huge amount of kick, which is one of my favorite parts. They shoot usually a little bit over 350 feet per second, generally around 350 to 370, so great for outdoor fields. And yeah, they're only $109.99, so very affordable. And I believe we have some extended and regular mags available for these guns. So yeah, but we were talking about the pistol package earlier, so let me give you another quick rundown of that. I believe this is Bill talking about them right now.
Introducing March Mayhem pistol packages featuring the M&P9 and the FNX45. Both of these pistols are available in flat dark earth and black. The M&P shoots between 300 and 310 feet per second and has a magazine capacity of 24 rounds. It also features full M&P9 trademarks as well as semi-automatic and fully automatic functionality. The FNX45 shoots between 310 and 320 feet per second and has a magazine capacity of 25 rounds. It is fully licensed by FN Herstal and features full FNX45 tactical trademarks. Featuring a full metal slide as well as ambidextrous slide and magazine releases, the FNX45 is available for $150.99 and comes with 2 magazines for a limited time only. In addition, the M&P9 is available for $149.99 and again, for limited time only, comes with 2 magazines.
Alright, so I want to start off first with the gun I'll be using for the game. It's a KWA KM16 BR. It's mostly stock. I did add a couple of things here and there. I added the G&G Armament SR25 rail system onto it with a...
Skittles! But in all seriousness, it's always good to have snacks out there on the field for if your stomach starts rumbling or you need to keep your energy level up so you can continue playing. So, make sure you bring out something like maybe beef jerky, a cereal bar, or trail mix. Now, Skittles...
Introducing March May...
All right, so that was our quick promo on our pistol package. Again, if you want the FNX45 with 2 mags, it comes with the mag with a gun and an additional mag. That's $159.99, and the M&P9 gas blowback pistol is $149.99. Again, with 2 mags, one that comes with a gun and additional mag. So, all right, there was some questions I wanted to see if I could answer. Let's see if I can scroll back a little bit. Someone was asking how much are the mags. I assume you mean the Colt railguns, the CO2 1911s. So let me show you those right now. A regular standard 14-round mag is $29.99, and the extended 27-round mag is only $5 more at $34.99. So pretty darn awesome. Highly suggested. Let's see. I believe there's another question here. How do you like the Elite Force race gun? I think it's actually pretty cool. I had some time to fire it in the office at some targets, and pretty awesome. And it's unfortunate. Like, I wish I saw more race guns or more race pistols out at local CQB fields. I mean, folks set them up with red dot sights, extended mag wells. I think it's pretty cool. I think they do really well at pistol shotgun nights or just pistol nights in general. And I'm surprised I don't see more of them. So yeah, I would highly suggest the Elite Force race gun. I think it's cool as heck. What is the best way not to get your sight shot out? That's from Red MXX. That's a good question. In my experience, generally you have to put a kill flash on the front of your sight, which is essentially mesh covering. That'll generally prevent BBs from getting in. It'll dent the kill flash. Or there are actually a couple different products out on the market that are BB shields. I believe that's the exact term for some of the ones we carry. And they generally work. I mean, if they're under sustained fire, even those BB shields will probably get shattered. But it'll definitely protect the optic that you probably spent a fair amount of money on. So, someone was asking also earlier about, I believe it was their M84 Beretta. Yeah, the Beretta M84. Let's see, from Williamson. Hey, Bob, my Beretta M84 has a longer and harder trigger pull. Can I change it to a shorter and lighter trigger pull? Off the top of my head, I don't know. I think that would probably be a pretty tricky mod. I mean, it's a very affordable gun, and you do get what you pay for, but the Beretta M84 is actually a lot of fun. So off the top of my head, I don't know if you can actually do that. However, I would highly suggest calling our customer service department because they do have a direct line to our world-class tech department. And if it can be done and they know how to do it, they will let you know. So I would suggest hitting them up because I don't have any useful information other than that. I don't think that's going to be that easy to do. Let's see if there are any more questions before I move on. Let's see. What one would you choose, Bob? A TM gas blowback MP7 or a TM GBB G18C? I actually own an old G18C. It wasn't from Tokyo Marui, though. I didn't know they made gas blowbacks. I thought they made Airsoft electric blowbacks. So if I had to choose between the two, shoot, I'd probably take the Tokyo Marui G18C if it was a gas blowback version. But if it was between Airsoft electric pistol and a gas blowback MP7, I'd take the gas blowback MP7. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So a good gun for a beginner under $100. That's from Lone Wolf. I would highly suggest the Lancer Tactical guns. They actually make, I believe, both AKs and M4s just under $100. And they did a good job focusing on what was important. I mean, the externals are, very affordable plastic, so, you don't want to fall onto them or really put it through a lot of damage. However, they tried to make a metal gearbox as best they could for the price range of just under $100. And it's very competitive. It's a very competitive gun for under $100. When they first came out, people doubted their effectiveness or whether you could actually go and have a fun day with them. So we sent out our marketing manager at the time, Daniel, to Tac City, and he wrecked house with the Lancer Tactical M4, the under $100 one. So they're competitive on the Airsoft battlefield. We actually had to tune it down to CQB limits because I believe right out of the box they shoot under 400 feet per second, and to play Tac City we had to get them under 350. So we actually had to mod it to make it less powerful. So for under $100, again, great deal, and I highly suggest that. If you can save up a little more money, like say in the $150 range, G&G combat machines would also be a very good option. Kraken Airsoft. Hey, Bob, what is your opinion on the ASG CZ P09? I think that's a great gun. A lot of my friends have it. I've had the chance to use it. I haven't had the chance to use it at an op yet. I've just been able to play around with it. And it's really cool. I would highly suggest getting the CO2 mags. They definitely kick pretty darn well. It's a very snappy pistol. Honestly, if I had the extra funds right now, I would definitively add that to my inventory. It's a really great gun. So I'd highly suggest that. Now, something else I'd like to go over is we're actually having a anniversary sale for our East Coast location, GI Tactical, located at 100A North Providence Road, North Chesterfield, Virginia, 23235. Now, it's going to happen this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. You're going to get the following deals: 25% off select items, map drop on select manufacturers, free raffle for all customers, and you can get an additional raffle ticket for every $100 purchase. So again, that's happening this Saturday, March 19th at GI Tactical in Chesterfield, Virginia. And what's cool about that is you can head on over to that sale, get some sweet, sweet discounts and possibly some cool raffle items, and gear up for a game we're having the very next day on the East Coast, which is a collaboration day with CZ Airsoft in Fredericksburg, Virginia. A lot of our GI Tactical staff in Virginia is heading out the very next day to play. It's not going to be like some hardcore Milsim gameplay. It's going to be some cool scenarios and some fun gameplay, and we are going to have some raffle items at that event as well. So I highly suggest checking out our GI Tactical Virginia anniversary sale, as well as checking out our CZ collaboration day the very next day with CZ Airsoft in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Let's see. Torin Carmichael, please forgive me if I mispronounce your name. Is the LM4 from KWA worth $400? My personal opinion, yes. I have had an LM4 for a couple years now. I love it. It's probably, if not my favorite gun, it's one of my top favorites. It's very reliable compared to other gas blowback rifles in colder weather than normal. It's just, I think as far as like weapons manipulation and as getting as close to the real deal as you can, I think the LM4 is probably one of the absolute best on the market. And in all honesty, my LM4 is almost completely stock. The only mods I've done to it is I've added a cup seal mod to increase gas efficiency, which KWA has actually added on a lot of their gas plug rifles that have come out after the initial run of LM4s. Like I know their AKs have the cup seal mod pre-installed. And I just had our Airsoft GI techs do it. They did it. It was really quick and really easy. Alex Reimer, you are awesome. There you go. But yeah, again, LM4 is great. It's just, it's a big investment up front because you got to get the LM4, which is, around $400. And you got to get, I would suggest, at least, 2 mags on top of that. I personally have a lot. I have like 10 mags. And that's because, I've had a lot of friends sell their LM4s just because they wanted to get something else. Those are the newest and coolest. And, I bought their mags off of them. So, I think I have, 1 in the gun and then 10 extra mags, and that's it's pretty heavy. Each LM4 mags weigh a little bit more than a fully loaded 30-round AR mag. So it's a little heavier, but for milsim ops, I definitely prefer to use that gun if I can, or if it's not like obscenely cold. Wow, the comments are going crazy. So yeah, actually, let me just show you guys a quick promo for our Virginia Steel starring Justin for the marketing department right now.
Hey guys, if you haven't heard yet, we have our GI Tactical anniversary sale in Virginia this coming Saturday, March 19th. Now the sale is going from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and we're going to have items up to 25% off. With that, we're going to have select manufacturers with MAP price dropping. Now every customer is going to be eligible for a free raffle ticket, and with every purchase over $100 you get another free raffle ticket. Alright, my name is Justin, and I'll see you guys out there. Bye. Hey guys, if you haven't heard yet, we have our...
All right, that was our promo for our East Coast GI Tactical anniversary sale. And what a coil gun is. Someone was asking what a coil gun. I don't even know. I know what an electric recoil gun is. Let's see. ER skating. Yes, I do remember you. Are there any milsims on the East Coast? Please answer me. Do you remember me? Of course I remember you. Yeah, there are milsim events going on, I believe, on the East Coast almost all around the year between, Operation Line Claws Military Simulation Series, between American Milsim, between Milsim West, and other event organizers. I believe there are events on the East Coast going on throughout the year. However, in the next few weeks, I don't really know off the top of my head. Frank Woods, AA12, worth it? Yes, absolutely. If I had any extra cash to buy one right now, I absolutely would. It's so awesome. I can't wait for the drum mags to come out, because literally once they come out for CQB, if you're just playing at a local field, that's really all you need. You need the gun, a drum mag, you're going to be good to go for pretty much multiple rounds. However, with the current 93 round box style mag, or I don't know what you call it, but it's basically a rectangle, you'd probably need, for a round of airsoft, you'd probably need like 2 or 3 of those. However, when the drum mag comes out, hopefully very soon, that shouldn't be an issue, and I would just get the A12 and that, and I'd be right as rain. Red MXX, would you ever come to the UK to play airsoft? I would absolutely love to. I have been desperately wanting to visit the UK for, what's that called, over a decade. Let's see if there are any other questions, but in lieu of that, I just want to remind you guys, we actually have a BB Wars event coming up here on the West Coast this weekend, and there's still very limited tickets left. We're almost to our cap, and that's the upper limit that the field is playable at. We want to make sure it's as fun as possible, but it's called BB Wars Episode 5 Water Wars, and it's held at Rockahula Water Park, an abandoned water park in California. It's actually on the 15 on the way to Vegas. It's really cool, and what's great about this, and great at the fact that we're working with Line Claws to throw this event, is that generally when Line Claws throws events at this facility, it's usually like 1 or 2 days, and they put a lot of thought and a lot of effort into it, which we do as well. But the price for the event is anywhere between $100 and $150. But we wanted to make this AO as accessible as possible to the widest array of airsofters as we could, so we're keeping the price super low at $55 for this op, and it's sponsored by PTS, Lancer Tactical, and G&G Armament, so you can expect raffle prizes from those great companies. And we might actually have between 1 and 2 drones out there filming. Smoke grenades are allowed, and I would highly suggest bringing smoke grenades. Do not bring homemade ones, but bring commercially available smoke grenades like Enola Gay or Sport Smoke. So I'd highly suggest checking out this game. Again, ticket sales are limited, and check out this short promo we put together for BB Wars Episode 5, Water Wars. And then we're going to get to some questions. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that short promo. That's actually footage from 2 different times we went out to play this AO beforehand as a part of Lion Claw's event series there. I believe one was War of Angels and the other one was Operation Route 66, both of which were very fun, by the way. Someone was asking, do you recommend AEGs or gas blowback? A lot of this comes down to personal preference. I think if you're starting in Airsoft, you really ought to start with AEGs because that's going to be the lowest barrier to entry as far as price and ease of use. Now, for a much more experienced player like myself, I absolutely prefer gas blowbacks. It kind of brings out more of the realism or the immersion for me personally. And I like, the fact that it's, most gas blowbacks are manipulated closer to how a real firearm is manipulated. Gives me a lot of practice, and I'll be perfectly honest, it makes me feel cooler when I'm playing. It makes me feel like I'm in my own, favorite video game. And that's what I love about Airsoft mostly, is it just kind of, the suspension of disbelief, the lack of, reality is just really fun when you're playing this game. Let's see, shotgun or submachine gun for close quarter combat. Personally, I'm a shotgun fan. I've had a shotgun in my hands ever since I was about 11 years old. I grew up in a farming family, and shotguns were, par for the course there. So for close quarter combat, I prefer shotguns. Submachine guns are also really good, but that's just my own personal preference. Bob, you ever going to fly out to your Virginia store and do a fan meetup or something, or maybe visit some other Airsoft sites outside of Virginia? Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the next BB Wars event, at least big one we're going to hold in Virginia, because I will be heading out for that. I can't mention it publicly until we at least put it on our website, so I can't say anything more than that right now, but I will be going out there to visit, which will be very exciting. Let's see, more questions. Elite Force 1911 TAC or Wii Nighthawk 1911? Personally, and a lot of Airsoft comes down to personal preference, I just haven't had the best experience with Wii pistols. I have a lot of friends that have Wii gas blowback rifles that generally they put a lot of money into them, so they swear by them because they're very committed. But with my experience with Wii pistols, usually the gas efficiency isn't there or have leaky mags, which does happen to a lot of different Airsoft guns, especially over time. But generally, the fact that a lot of the guns I've tried from Wii can't get through an entire mag basically I'll have BBs left in the magazine by the time gas runs out in the mag, and I hate that. I hate just not being able to get through a whole magazine of BBs when the gas runs out. That is intensely infuriating to me. That's why I usually buy, KWA pistols or Elite Force 1911s, just because I'm pretty sure they're going to function really great right out of the box. So a lot of that is based on personal preference. Again, I know there are a lot of folks out there that do like Wii guns and have had good experiences with them. Me personally, almost with a few exceptions across the board, I've had pretty poor experiences with them. Let's see here. William Hughes, Iceland Martinez, please forgive me if I didn't pronounce your name correctly. Do you like spring guns? Yeah, I do. I absolutely like spring guns. I've had some of the funnest times on memory for me in Airsoft is when, everyone in the game was just using spring guns. It kind of levels the playing field, and I think makes firing and maneuver a lot more possible and a lot more fun to be had. We actually played a game where everyone had JG Bar 10s and knives. We called it Scouts and Knives based on Counter-Strike, and that was one of the most fun games I've ever played. It was really absurd. Also, even spring pistols, that can be a lot of fun if everyone's using those. I've actually had folks bring out spring pistols to use as their sidearm, and there's nothing funnier for me when someone's got like a $1,000 gun or just a really expensive gun and gets shot point blank by a spring pistol. It's kind of funny. What is your favorite gas blowback Airsoft gun? Again, from Red MXX, that would have to go to the KWA LM4. Absolutely love that gun. It's one of my favorites. Why is Tax City closing? That's from Julian Lopez. I honestly don't know. I have a few guesses. Maybe their player count was down. Perhaps the folks who were financing place ran out of money or pulled their investment. It could be any number of reasons. Tax City South in Fullerton, where I play almost every week for Pistol Shotgun Night, is still going strong. But I would highly suggest checking out the other Tax City North before they close. But if you want to know why they close, the best thing to do is to ask them, because we're not business-wise, we're not affiliated with them, so you should check them out and ask them themselves to get a more direct answer. From Ryan Newman, when Spartan 117GW's Division loadout coming out? That will be coming out tomorrow on our YouTube channel, so stay tuned. That should be dropping around 2 to 3 p.m. But it's pretty cool. A lot of us here are video gamers, and you know, there are a few small things that you'll notice in the video because we are gamers, like when, I'll just spoil it for you right now, Greg, you know, walks by or takes cover behind this car and gingerly closes the door. That's just something we want to throw in. From Reese Ferguson, shoot, where'd that question go? Hey Bob, what are your thoughts on LBX's Project Honor camo? Also, hello from Minnesota. Hi, good to see you here. Always good to have folks from Minnesota. LBX's Project Honor camo, and feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe it was designed as a camo for those mid to long range engagements, so it would break up the body, break up the outline of the body better at, you know, mid to very long range engagements. Because I believe, you know, certain other digital camos like MARPAT or CADPAT or UCP, some people know it as ACU, at extreme long ranges, it actually doesn't break up the body as well. So that was LBX's attempt to, you know, design a different camo scheme. Personally, for Airsoft, because most of the engagements are a lot shorter in distance, I really don't think it functions for its desired purpose very well in Airsoft. It doesn't look that bad, and I know a lot of my friends have that camo, and they use it. So, you know, honestly, as far as camo comes down to it, it really comes down to personal preference. If you like it, wear it and have a good time and rock it. You know, if you don't like it, spend your money elsewhere. My personal favorite camo right now, well, the one that I really want to buy is I really want to get a set of multicam black. I think that looks really cool. Let's see. Thoughts on the GR15 CQB, which is from G&G. In fact, there's a lot of GR15 CQBs that we have on our website you can check out right here. Now, a lot of them come with electric blowback, which I think is pretty cool. It's definitely, I prefer blowback on any guns that I can get. I know from a tech perspective it makes things more complicated, but I'm all about the fun. Yeah, I mean, I think they're great guns. I mean, they're mid-tier guns, so you're going to get what you pay for, which is nothing bad. It's definitely a really good gun, especially if you're trying to get something different, trying to upgrade your arsenal, or just getting something extra as a loaner gun as well. So yeah, I think that's definitely a good purchase. I don't think you're going to really regret that. And let's see if there are any more questions. I gotta scroll down. Do mags fall out of taco pouches? Jack Billingham. That's an interesting question. I've actually had that happen to me before with, I've got a HSGI leg rig, also known as the Costa Ludus leg rig, or the Costa leg rig. I've had pistol mags fall out of the pistol pouches, but because, excuse me, the main reason for that is I really didn't tighten the taco pouch mag, or the taco mag pouches. So once I did that, I didn't have any issue. I was using the pistol mags for my MP9 mags, which are obviously a lot bigger. So once I transitioned or put 1911 mags in there and they fell out, I realized I had to tighten them up. So it's really easy. It's just got a bungee cord retention system. I just pulled it and released the tab, and it was much tighter. So it worked really well. When are you going to do another Tactical Gearheads? That's from Derek Wang. Well, a fortuitous question, Derek, because we have a Tactical Gearheads dropping tomorrow between probably around 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. It's actually based on Greg Wong, aka Spartan 117GW's loadout for the Division. A lot of us here play video games, as does Greg, and a lot of us have a copy of Tom Clancy's Division and are having a lot of fun with it, especially some folks in our tech department. They love that game. And so, you know, we talked to Greg, and he already had a Division loadout set up, so we just brought him in, shot it, and it's going to go live tomorrow. Let's see. Christopher Lafon, do you like the M9 platform? Yeah, I think the M9 platform is a really cool platform. It feels comfortable in my hands. At least the majority of the M9s I've used, the gas blowback ones. I actually know a few teams of current and former military people, specifically Disposable Heroes, check them out on Instagram and YouTube, that actually all use 1911 so that they can share mags across individuals. Like if one person's pistol runs out of mags or some issue happens, they can pass them another mag because they're all using, I believe it's KWA M9s. This is from Noah S. How many mags for Milsim? That comes down to personal preference, in my honest opinion. I mean, for some Milsim games, like American Milsim events, I'll run between 7 and 10 LM4 mags. And I'll be honest, with 10 LM4 mags, that weighs you down a lot. However, 7 I found for me is a pretty good number. Essentially 1 in the gun and 6 on my plate carrier. Then I'll carry, a speed loader and gas on my person so I can reload in the field or reload at the fob or whatever their rules say where you have to reload. Will the Atom slide go on a Timberwolf? That's an interesting question, William Hughes. I don't know off the top of my head. If you want to know as soon as possible, you can call our customer service line. They have a direct line to our tech department. But I'll try and check that out and try it out. That's a very interesting question that I haven't done yet. Milton Seligson and Slow Softer. Hi, Bob. Hey, guys. Good to see you again. Let's see if... Oh, man, the questions are going by so fast. Sorry, it's someone saying banning HPA airsoft guns, question mark. I don't know what the exact question mark or what the question is. Like, are people banning them? I'll just kind of go into what I think. There are actually some insurance companies that after, someone sends them a video or they find a video online of folks shooting ropes, basically like a high rate of BBs at a very high rate of fire at people at point blank or close ranges. Some insurance companies have changed their insurance contracts with local fields saying like, hey, you either have to ban these guns or do something else, otherwise we're not insuring you. And that will, like, the lack of insurance will essentially shut a field that is above board in their practices down. I mean, you definitely have to have insurance if you're going to legally run a field. So, I mean, there are some places that, have banned or have adjusted HPA rules mainly just to keep their insurance plan. So, I mean, it is a situation where, a few individuals are ruining for the rest of folks. And, that happens. The best way to do it is police our own. But there are workarounds like tournament locks, semi-auto only for HPA units. But, that is field by field. That's a case-by-case basis. Okay, let's see. CZP09 laser pistols. Do you like it? I don't know what you mean by laser pistols. I know the CZP09 is a really cool airsoft gun, especially when you use the CO2 mags, and I would highly suggest that gun. Okay. What is your dream gun? The comment went by so fast I didn't see the person's name. My dream gun just came out, and it's the AA-12. I'm trying to scare up enough money to buy one for myself, but it is so fun. I cannot wait for the drum mag to come out for that. Let's see. Police Sim. That's from Jorge Ariel Martinez. I believe we had a few. I don't know if you're the same person that asked about Police Sim last time, but some other folks I believe did as well. It's a very interesting topic with, especially when Battlefield Hardline got released. We had some questions about that. Looking from an event organizer's perspective, Police Sim, I believe, is actually very difficult to do with more than a small group of people. I mean, it's a very unique scenario where there are very complicated rules to keep it a police simulation. So it'd be very tough to do anything bigger than a very small scenario game. So that's tough. I mean, we're going to keep putting thoughts into it to see if there's a market for that or the best way to do it. But we have no plans to do it in the near term right now, because if we did it, we want to make sure we do it right. Okay. Me as a young player, should I get the Trident CRB AG or the Trident SPR? That's a good question. Now, I think a lot of that comes down to where you're going to play, because I've used the Trident CRB and I personally own a Trident SPR. And I got the SPR mainly for use at outdoor fields. I use it at American Milsim's Operation Copperhead, and it worked amazingly. I love how great it was out of the box, and I really didn't change anything. So yeah, generally if you're going to do a mix of CQB and outdoor, you should check out the CRB. If you're only going to be doing outdoor and having mid to long range engagements, definitely get the SPR. That's going to help you out. Let's see. Milsim in the Northwest. Interesting question from No S again. Off the top of my head, the only ones I know about are Milsim West. However, I'm curious to see. I thought American Milsim advertised a new game, but I don't think that's in the Northwest. So I'll look into that. From Brickmaster251, what holster to use for the KWA ATP Auto? Well, I actually have a custom holster that was molded from G-Code. I believe, I'm not sure off the top of my head. I mean, before I had that, I had a Tornado holster that is modded that you can, I mean, it's not modded. You can adjust it to accommodate almost any pistol. So that's a great thing to have. But then after I wanted to transition away from soft holsters because they would move around on my leg a lot, I transitioned to hard Kydex style holsters. And I actually like hard Kydex holsters a lot more. Thoughts on the Echo One Combat Master M14? Let me actually just bring that up on our website because I think I know exactly which gun that is, but I just don't want to say the wrong thing. Let's see, Combat Master M14. Let me pull that up right about now. Yes. Now, it's interesting. Let me show you this on our website. That is the Echo One Combat Master M14. I believe we're getting more in stock soon. What's interesting about this is a gun like this, a couple years ago, would definitely be a lot more than $250. It'd probably be around like $350 to $400 because you would have to put a kit on the front of it. However, since Echo One came out with it pre-built, it brought the cost down substantially. So I think it's really cool, especially if you're going to go for a DMR platform. Obviously, it's got a different version gearbox than M4's because it's M14. I think that would be a really cool platform for a DMR or someone who's going to use a designated marksman rifle. So I think it's pretty cool, and I highly suggest it. I haven't had the chance to play with it recently, but having shot it before, it was a lot of fun. And, it looks like this one includes battery charger and 2 magazines, so that's pretty cool. Let's see. From Clip Lip, what do you think of electric blowback pistols? Personally, I'm not a fan of them. I like gas blowback. It just seems more realistic. However, I have seen some folks that have a lot of fun with their Airsoft electric pistols, namely one, Chino Nazreta, I hope I said his name correctly, up at GamePod Combat Zone. He's actually been modding a wide variety of Tokyo Marui Airsoft electric pistols, and has been having an obscene amount of fun. I think what he really likes to do is he has a G series pistol from Tokyo Marui. He's modded it for high rate of fire, and then he throws a tracer unit on the end and is wrecking house with them. So you can have a lot of fun with them. Personally, again, personal preference, I prefer gas blowback. Hey Bob, this is from JPlaz123. Great to see you again, buddy. Hey Bob, are you waiting for the Elite Force revolver? Yes, I am. And they put up, there was an Elite Force revolver that went up on their Facebook page recently. And they're asking the community, like, hey, would you like us to make this gun? Because they've got a pellet version of it out right now, and they wanted to gauge the community's reaction, which was substantially in favor of making an airsoft version. It's a cool-looking revolver. It's all polymer or plastic. And the great thing about that, most people would want a metal one, but the great thing about that is that it would keep the price around $65. So for a $65 revolver that is CQB friendly, that's awesome. I hope that comes out. They also have another revolver that we saw at SHOT Show that was gray, that is set up for CQB as well, which I think is a great idea. It'd be cool to see more revolvers out there in the CQB field. Vapor Elite, you should make a Rainbow Six Siege loadout. Yeah, we've actually talked about that. We're just trying to get together a kit that's as close to the game as we can get, but we haven't done that yet. It was much easier, as I'm sure you might imagine, to make a kit from the Division than it was from Rainbow Six Siege. Would you recommend a gas blowback as a first airsoft gun? That is from Matthew X. Honestly, no. Now, it's weird because, my first airsoft gun was a gas... Well, I guess it was, my second one. I bought 2 guns around the same time. I got a Classic Army version 1 MP5, and then I got a KSC G18C. But if you're just starting with one gun, I would suggest not starting with a gas blowback because, when you go out to the field, you're not going to be as competitive, or you're not going to be on the same level as a lot of the other players generally. I like to start folks out when they're playing airsoft with, a good AEG rifle or just a good AEG in general, because it'll keep them around the same level as everyone else they're playing against, because it kind of stinks to go out to an airsoft field and be so outgunned, that you don't have any fun because you don't know the best way to play. It's your first time, so you want to try and do your best to get on the same playing field, or as close to the same playing field as everyone else for your first time. And that's just my personal suggestion. If you want to go out and do it, by all means, go and do it. It's America; it's a free country. But that's just, from my years of experience, that's what I would suggest. From that Boy Scout, what did you think of Deadpool? I thought Deadpool was hilarious. That was such an awesome movie. If you're under 18, obviously you're going to have your parents to get you to take you. But for adults, it was everything I was hoping it was. Let's see. MP5 or UMP45? That's from Nolan, the relatively cool person. That's a really, really cool name. I personally love MP5s. I just don't like the look of UMP45s, but I have a lot of friends that have them. I just really love MP5s, so that's why I choose that. Let's see here. Shout out, please, Bob. Casey Reese, your shout out is approved. Let's see here. Lone Survivor loadout anymore? Yes or no? I believe we actually did a Lone Survivor loadout. I have to go check on our YouTube. We did it a while back, but I do know specifically that we did replicate as close as we could some of the guns from that movie Lone Survivor as custom guns. Our tech department did a darn fine job doing them, and I hopefully they'll be able to put out more. They sold really fast. Baby Bugs Airsoft, your shout out is approved. We're getting to the end of the live show, so I'm trying to get to as many of these comments as I can in the next minute or two. Let's see. Does the P90 mag pouch work for Evo mags? That's an interesting question. I've never heard that before. I would assume they would. I would assume you could probably fit 2 Evo mags in there. Don't quote me on that. I haven't tried it out, but that would be my base assumption. Let's see here. Whew. Do you like VFC? Also, I'm relatively cooler than Nolan, the relatively cool person. That's funny. Yeah, I love VFC. VFC makes excellent guns. Their externals are exquisite. Their internals are amazing. That's why a lot of our custom guns are actually based off of Echo 1 Platinums, which the original manufacturer is VFC. VFC also has gotten a lot better at making really good gas blowback pistols like the M&P 9. The fact that came out with the tab to switch to full auto, I think is totally awesome, but that's beside the point. Let's see. Is a pistol a good beginner gun? That's from Tiny Destroyer. Personally, I don't think a pistol is a good beginner gun. If that's all you can afford, that's all you can afford. I think it's always best to try and be as competitive as you can with the budget you have. So I would highly suggest an AEG. If the budget you have is really only a budget for a gas blowback pistol, check out the Lancer Tactical AEGs. They're priced like just below $100, or the G&G combat machines. Those are priced around $150, and those two prices generally cover most of the gas blowback pistols you're going to see on the market. So in lieu of getting the gas blowback pistol, I would highly suggest an AEG, just so you're competitive with most of the people on the field since you're just starting out airsoft. Green gas or CO2? That's from Gare Bear and Dare Bear's Epic Series, another cool name. Green gas or CO2? Interesting question. Generally, most of the time for gas blowbacks, I'm using green gas. It has silicone oil in there, so it keeps a lot of the O-rings lubed. I use CO2 mainly just for my Elite Force 1911 pistol, and CO2 is good because it works in colder temperatures than green gas normally would. Let's see. Is the G&G Combat Machine CM16 R8L a good gun to start with? And hey, Bob. Hey, Easy One Racer. Yeah, that's actually a good gun to start out with. I definitely would suggest Combat Machines if you can afford it to get an entry-level gun for Airsoft. I think that would be a very good decision. Red MXX. How long have you been playing Airsoft? Gosh, that's a very interesting question. Let me think about that. Let's see, 1998. I believe I started playing Airsoft in 1994, so that would mean... Oh, that was loud. I believe I started playing Airsoft in 1994, so that would mean I've been playing for, no, probably 95. So just about over 20 years. So don't forgive me, bud. That probably tells you how old I am. But I've been playing for Airsoft for a long time. Will there be an East Coast Airsoft camp? We will be doing East Coast Airsoft events. We actually have one coming up this weekend called CZ Collaboration Day with GI Tactical. If you're out there, definitely check out that game or head to our walk-in store sale, GI Tactical in Chesterfield, Virginia on Saturday so you can pick up your tickets for that and possibly win some raffle prizes and pick up some other cool stuff because we've got discounts for days at that sale this weekend. I think the question was any Airsoft events coming up. So yeah, CZ Airsoft this Sunday in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and we will have some some BB Wars events coming up in the near future out on the East Coast. All right, last question for today. Maverick 1 Airsoft is a platinum gun by Echo One good. And Bob, can I have a shout out? Yes, Maverick 1 Airsoft, your shout out is approved. And yes, the Echo One Platinum is a excellent gun. I mean, if you're starting out with that is an impressive way to start at Airsoft. Again, our world-class tech department uses Echo One Platinum guns for a lot of the base guns for our custom gun builds because of the high quality externally and internally that VFC produces. VFC is the original manufacturer of the Echo One Platinum series. So yeah, definitely get that gun if you can afford it. It's awesome. Last one, Tom Cat Cole, your shout out is very much approved. All right. Favorite Nerf kill during a game? This will be the last question. That's from Alex Marner. I was actually telling the Imperial Commander for BB Wars this weekend about our capture rules, and at BB Wars Final Assault at Balahack Airsoft, I actually got captured, embarrassingly, and the rule was that you have to keep your hands on the CO, myself, or the enemy commander, for them to not be able to do anything, go for a gun, go for a knife, whatever. And the group of 4 players that had captured me came under fire from my rebel troopers, and they immediately formed a 360-degree security. However, they neglected to keep physical contact with me. So while they were pulling security, I quietly took out my axe and proceeded to Nerf kill each and every one of them. And then after I did that, I literally giggled like a little kid and ran into my line of rebel troops and away from the Imperials, thereby escaping their grasp. So that is my most recent favorite kill with my axe. That being said, guys, we went a little bit over time. Thank you so much for tuning in to our live show. We are actually going to be trying a new format for the live show in the weeks after this. We're going to keep doing this one on Tuesday, and we're actually going to start doing live events on Facebook at different times of the week, probably Thursdays at our walk-in store in Walnut, California. So keep your eyes peeled on our Facebook because we are going to be trying that out. It was actually a lot of fun last time, so we're definitely going to do it again. But look forward to seeing you guys on our live show next week, next Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And again, guys, thank you so much for tuning into our live show. My first one all alone. It's actually pretty fun. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Bob the X-Man Hildebrand. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. How do I turn this off? Bye-bye. I think that's how I do it.